Plumbing is an indispensable job, which has been around for thousands of years. Plumbing is important enough to be considered an essential service. To be certified, you need to spend a few years learning. If it were easy, you would not have to be certified. However, we can explain to you what is important for plumbers to be plumbers. We have gotten all the information we deemed important, and then we made this video for you. This should explain a lot to you regarding the requirements and hazards of plumbing. We hope you enjoy the video. Plumbing for Dummies, everything you need to know. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. If you're already a plumber running your own business or just about to start and grow your own plumbing business, you must learn the 4 critical things plumbing business owners wish they had learned before starting a plumbing business so you don't make the same mistakes. Plumbing Accelerator has put together a free training video you can watch for free right now that will show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your plumbing business the right way so you can consistently guarantee profitable work. Free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you will also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand with predictability a month after month in your local area without relying on word of mouth and referrals, how to stop competing on price with other plumbers and escape your competition, how to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales, how to command premium prices and attract high quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Click on the link on the description below the video. A short history of plumbing. Before you consider plumbing as a profession, here is a little history to get you into it. Plumbing took millennia to develop. The business of plumbing is one of the oldest professions around. Plumbing originated during ancient civilization as they developed public baths and needed to provide potable water and wastewater removal for large numbers of people. The Mesopotamians introduced the world to clay sewer pipes around 4000 BC, with the earliest examples found in the Temple of Bel at Nippur and at Eshnunna, used to remove wastewater from sites and capture rainwater in wells. The city of Uruk contains the oldest known examples of brick-constructed latrines, constructed atop interconnecting fire clay sewer pipes circa 3200 BC. Clay pipes were later used in the Hittite city of Hattusa. They had easily detachable and replaceable segments and allowed for cleaning. Standardized earthen plumbing pipes with broad flanges, making use of asphalt for preventing leakages, appeared in the urban settlements of the Indus Valley civilization by 2700 BC. The word plumber dates from the Roman Empire. The Latin for lead is plumbum. Roman roofs used lead in conduits and drain pipes, and some were also covered with lead. Lead was also used for piping and for making baths. The use of lead for potable water declined sharply after World War II because of increased awareness of the dangers of lead poisoning. At this time, copper piping was introduced as a better and safer alternative to lead pipes. What are the aspects to consider before becoming a plumber? Just like with any job, plumbing has certain aspects to consider before you dive in. We took a closer look at what you should think about before following this career path. Certification. The plumber hired by the clients must have the right qualifications. In other words, you must be a certified plumber. Have a certificate from places such as Ivy Tech Community College, the College of Southern Nevada, or Hines Community College, to name but a few in the USA. These colleges are reputable, and you will receive the correct training and certification to become a plumber. If you attended a reputable college, you can rest easy that you are carrying a reputable certification. This obviously applies to most English-speaking countries. Before you even start studying as a plumber, do research to see why the training institution's authority is recognized and if it is recognized at all. The amount of time it takes for you to get your plumbing license depends on your location. On average, it can take 4 to 5 years of apprenticeship before you can sit for your exam in the USA, and about the same time in the UK and Canada. In Australia and New Zealand, it takes less than a year for a basic certification. That is followed by more practical apprenticeship work. The USA plumbing career path timeline typically looks like this: high school diploma, 4 years; apprenticeship, 4 to 5 years; journey person, anywhere from 2 to 5 years; master plumber, 7 to 10 years. Once you've received your master plumber certificate, you can get your license and move on to running your own plumbing business. That means you can now act as a supervisor and teacher to an apprentice or journey person. Keep in mind that these timelines vary by country, state, and area, but you can use these as rough estimates to determine how long it'll take you to get your plumbing license. The salary of a plumber. Since the average salary incorporates both the highest and lowest figures, the range gives us some context about how broad the plumber pay scale is from the lowest paid to the highest paid plumbing positions. Across the entire United States, the average salary range for plumbing positions run from $9.47 per hour to $51.60. The hazards of being a plumber. Being a plumber can sometimes lead to a serious health risk and even death, unless you do what you're trained to do. Working at high heights. The most common cause of workplace accidents is working at higher heights. Safety working above ground requires attachment points, certified harnesses, good weather conditions, and regular inspections. Fixed scaffolding, a cherry picker, or certified mobile scaffolding can also help to support a plumber working at a higher location. Using a ladder can be a mistake as this is intended for short duration work only. Furthermore, anyone at a high height can slip and fall or be struck by a falling object above them. Slip and fall accidents are a leading cause of workplace injuries. Even when safety tools and tips are used, falls can still happen. Even being just a few feet off the ground is an accident risk. Confined spaces. Unfortunately, fatal injuries may happen to plumbers who are working in confined spaces. Closed spaces that are not intended for safe oxygen levels, such as boilers, storage tanks, sewers, pipes, ducts, and pits, can all present unique challenges in terms of breathing. Serious medical conditions may result for a plumber who is exposed to these problems. Repetitive movement injuries. Repetitive motion injuries are those that affect a worker who is doing the same thing on a regular basis. These injuries develop over time and can be notoriously difficult to identify. They are often overlooked among laborers, including plumbers. Some of the most common types of repetitive stress injuries include soft tissue damage to the shoulders, neck, and wrists, back injuries affecting ligaments, muscles, and discs, muscle strains, and sprains. The building site in which you are working should be laid out in a way that minimizes having to pull, push, or carry loads and equipment. Repetitive work should be avoided for long periods of time to minimize the chances of repetitive stress injury. Eye injuries. Many injuries affecting a plumber's eyesight can be completely avoided as they are preventable. Exposure to bacteria and foreign objects are some of the eye hazards affecting plumbers. Wearing safety glasses at all times can minimize the risk of exposure and preventable damage. Asbestos. Unfortunately, around the world, more than 125 million people are exposed to asbestos in the workplace. It is the number one cause of respiratory death. Plumbers are often exposed to asbestos more than others because they are working in places with unknown history. If you believe that you may be exposed to asbestos, you need to ask the property owners whether or not the building has used asbestos in the past. This is the best way to avoid inhaling these dangerous fibers that can eventually cause mesothelioma. While many newer buildings will not have any asbestos materials inside, it's impossible to be sure with an older location that no asbestos-containing materials were ever used. Exposure to asbestos builds up over time and can lead to life-threatening conditions for which there are no cures. Hearing loss. The World Health Organization's protection report shows that up to 48% of plumbers have reported hearing loss due to banging tools, noisy pipes, and electronic machinery. This can lead to hearing damage that affects you on and off the job. Extreme temperature injuries. In many locations across the world, extreme conditions have to be braved by plumbers when pipes are frozen or when extremely hot. This increases the chance of severe injuries. Having to work outside when it's extremely cold or very hot should lead to further safety precautions. Hand tool injuries. Many tools of the plumbing trade have become more powerful over the past several decades, but they also present unique risks to users, particularly if the product is defective. Hand tool injuries can include broken bones, fractures, cuts, and more. Mold. A homeowner's worst fear is a mold infestation, but it might not register in the mind of a plumber until they identify it. Mold can be found in paneling, bathrooms, and under sinks. A plumber may be working directly in a location affected by mold. Being mindful of these risks are taking necessary steps to avoid coming into contact with these challenges is extremely worthwhile for any plumber. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. Feel free to leave comments on any point you think I may have left out. Are you considering becoming a plumber? Thank you for watching and do return for our next video. Until then, stay safe.